Also, a conservative Christian group is blaming falling SAT scores on not having school sanctioned and organized prayer anymore. There's a story on Raw Story by our friend Eric Dolan, and it talks about the American Family Association of Kentucky saying school prayer not being in schools has to do with two things. Number one, SAT scores falling, and number two, the AIDS epidemic. Right Wing Watch reported on this, and they say so here's a petition that has been put together by American Family Association of Kentucky. Prayer was in our schools for over 200 years before the anti-God forces took it out in 1962. After prayer was removed from our schools, teen pregnancy went up 500%, STDs went up 226%, violent crime went up 500%, and SAT scores went down for 18 years in a row, opening up the door for the AIDS epidemic and the drug culture. A number of things to discuss here. Number one, after prayer was removed from our schools, we walked on the moon, I guess some people would say, won the Cold War, we put computers in an overwhelming majority of homes, we put the cellular telephone up against just about everybody's ear, first African-American president. I mean, the idea that everything just went downhill after prayer left schools is absurd, but the Supreme Court has already ruled that the First Amendment prohibits public schools from promoting or sponsoring religious activities. That being said, nobody is denied the right to pray in school. Think of whatever you want. Any student sitting there could be praying, but the idea that even though you can pray at home with your parents organizing it and you can pray in your church with the church organizing it, you also need school to sanction and set aside prayer time, and that not having it is destroying SAT scores makes no sense at all to me.
Yeah, you're getting right to the point, and the point is that clearly prayer has to be forced on you for it to work for some reason.
Right. Praying in church and at home isn't enough. You need to pray at school to keep the SAT scores up. It's absolutely despicable that this type of thing is even becoming this much of a distraction, but sadly, it is the type of thing that many people in some parts of this country believe really is important to raising SAT scores. As a whole separate issue, we can talk about whether SAT scores are really a reflection of whether our children is learning, as George W. Bush once famously said, but that's kind of a different discussion. But there it is. That's the American Family Association of Kentucky. We're going to keep following that petition. Maybe it'll go somewhere. Let's take a break. Still more stories coming up and your voicemails. Back after this.
The David Pakman Show at davidpakman.com.